Are we about to die or what? It seems like the tension in the Middle East have already risen high enough for the USA to declare war against Iran last week. Obviously, everyone is speculating whether or not this is the beginning of the end, otherwise known as World War III. So here's a quick run through of what's happening so you can be the judge of that. Back in April 2025, the US and Iran began a series of negotiations in hopes of reaching a nuclear peace agreement. This peaceful act was initiated by a letter from Trump to Khamenei, who was just killed along with other Iranian senior leaders on February 28th in US and Israel collaborative attack. Trump gave Khamenei a 2-month or 60-day deadline to reach an agreement, but they have failed to deliver, which led to Israel attacking Iran and igniting the war. Now let's jump to February 6, 2026, where indirect talks started once again with Oman mediating the negotiations, with US and Iran officials exchanging messages on nuclear limits and sanctions. Further rounds in Geneva from the 18th to 26th of this month were described as intense, which is usually not a good sign. Now there is a very important process undertaken far away from this conflict, precisely in the USA, where the Department of Defense began pressuring Anthropic to allow unrestricted military usage of its AI Claude model, specifically sensitive usage such as battlefield automation, drones and whatnot, or intelligence tasks, drones and whatnot.
Come on, man, go! What is your problem, man? Do you know how to fucking drive? No. What? No, I don't know how to fucking drive. I don't know what any of this shit is, and I'm fucking scared.
On the 27th, the DoD directly warned Anthropic and threatened to cut it off its military supply chain. Anthropic refused and they were blacklisted the next day. Here's where it gets interesting. OpenAI, Anthropic's biggest competitor, had publicly claimed to hold the same exact red lines as Anthropic on autonomous weapons. Hours after Anthropic was blacklisted, OpenAI stepped in and took the contract. Nobody has explained what's actually different about their deal, but we don't have to put our hands on the stove to know it burns anymore. One day later, Israel and the USA launched their military operation in Iran, leading to the death of Khamenei and his senior leaders, with a total death toll so far of 555 Iranians, 10 Israelis, and 4 US soldiers, completely starting yet another destabilization of the Middle East, as Iran started launching attacks in Lebanon and other neighboring Gulf countries. And by the way, it's not only senior Iranian leaders, there was also Hamas leaders with Hassan Nasrallah dead and other leaders in neighboring countries. The public nature of it was arguably the most reckless part. Trump announced on his social media that Anthropic, a leading American AI company, is a supply chain risk. Effectively blacklisting them does not punish Anthropic. It broadcasts to the world that there is a fracture between the US government and one of its most advanced AI developers. That's not information you want to air publicly if national security is genuinely your concern. I have always believed that after World War II, world leaders grew smarter and more mature, realizing that war is a huge loss for everyone. So they would be more motivated to solve problems peacefully. But with the personal involvement of these leaders, it might be difficult to predict what is about to unfold. I suppose we just have to wait and see. I'm in Turkey currently, so I'm about to be dragged into this if things go south anyway. But have a good day still.